Hey there, this is for Sunday, a low and slow mobility flow. In case you smell like alcohol and bad decisions after Saturday, which you might not. You might just be tired, you might have slept in. This one's just going to be nice and relaxed. We're just going to get the body moving. So we're starting seated. I've got my spa music going. If you want to put on something else, absolutely feel free. We're just posturing up. We're going to take things a little bit slower today, so a little bit more holds in some of our positions. So we're just going to start looking left and right. You can close the eyes. Do a little bit of breathing as you're working with it. In through the nose, out through the mouth, expanding the rib cage. We're going to hold on the left or right side here. Couple breaths in. To the other side. Holding here. Shoulders nice and square. We're going to drop that chin towards the collarbone, sweep left and right. Keep it nice and relaxed. Good, we're just going to hold on that side. We're going to think about dropping that shoulder down towards the ground. We're going to take the opposite side, or the side that we're stretching, same side hand that we're stretching, and just press it down and away from the hand if that feels good. Good. From here, we're going to turn the nose towards the armpit. Take that arm that's outstretched, rotate, drop the back of the hand towards the lower back, pull that shoulder away here. Still sitting up nice and tall, still breathing in through the nose, expand through the rib cage. Breathing out. Releasing that arm. Coming back to center, we're just going to sweep the chin to the other side. Holding there, press that arm away, press that shoulder down. You should feel a much bigger stretch on that other side. We're just holding the ear towards the shoulder right now. You can drop that opposite side shoulder than the one that you're stretching. Coming back to center a little bit, we're going to turn nose into the armpit, rotate that hand, back of the hand goes towards the lower back. We're pressing that shoulder away there, turning that nose in towards the armpit. Couple of breaths here. Release that, come back to center. We're going to move the jawbone over top of each collarbone. Thinking about making sure my ear is in line with my shoulder as much as possible. We're going to start to bring it forward, moving side to side and back. Good, so we're making little zigzags forward and back. Trying to keep those shoulders locked down. Turn that into a nice circle. Go for a 2 to 3 one way, 2 to 3 the other way, and give it a little bit of a shake out. We're going to start working into the chest, so bringing the chest forward and pressing it back. Breathing in, breathing out. Next one, we're going to breathe in and hold. Imagining there's a string on your chest, pulling your chest forward. Really, really roll those shoulders back. Good, and reverse the other way. Imagine that string's now pulling from the center of your back, pulling back. Breathing here. Good, we're going to just move side to side. Awesome, holding on the right. If you want to make little movements back and forth here, you're welcome to. Remembering that breathing, moving to the other side, same thing. Little movements back and forth here if you like. Good, and draw some circles. So 3 to 5 one way, 3 to 5 the other way. Keep it slow and intentional, nice and relaxed. Coming back to center, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head here. Breathing in, open up to extend that chest towards the sky. Holding here, we're going to breathe out, curl everything together all in front of us. Holding here. Breathing in one more time, open up. Breathing out, just the gentle weight of the hands pulling the head forward. Hold there for a few breaths, one more time, opening up. Breathing in, breathing out, curl everything in. Good, this time we're opening up. We're going to come back to neutral. We're going to drive those elbows back behind the body. We're going to rotate toward one side, open up here, and close over top of that knee, keeping the bum bones pressing down towards the ground. Opening up one more time. Going for 3 on the side, patterning it to the breathing, opening up. You can tell back extension is my tricky spot. Same thing on the other side, rotate. Coming back to center. A little bit more movement to the rib cage. One hand is going to come down as our little kickstand. One arm going to go up. We're shrugging that shoulder up towards the ear. We're just going to bend to the side. Get a little bit of movement there. Try to keep the bum bones on the floor as much as possible. Come back up. That arm is going to try to stay towards the ear as much as possible. We're going to go for 3 to 5 here per side. Breathing out as you bend. Holding wherever you feel it's sticky. Going for 3 to 5 there, and then other side, same thing. That arm comes up, lift and extend. Moving to the side, pressing into that little kickstand hand as much as you need to. Kickstand hand, that's a river thing. Pressing to the side. Keeping that arm extended, active, pressing towards the ear. You're going to go for 3 to 5 here again. Once you're done that, we're going to move back to that first side, press and extend. We're going to hold here. Breathing in, put as much weight into that side as you need to. Pressing that arm, staying active in that hand. It's moving towards the biceps, staying nice and active here. And other side. Lifting up, extending. Breathing out, bicep towards the ear as much as possible. Head in a nice neutral position with the spine. I don't have nearly as much bend in this side. Keeping that arm nice and active, pulling away. Back to that first side. We are holding here. We're going to drop the chest towards the knee or towards the ground. As we come to turn to open, we're going to bring that chest towards the sky. Go back and forth here, nice and slow. Feel wherever it might be a little bit sticky. Breathing out as you come forward. Breathing in as you rotate to open up. Good. Let's come back to neutral and switch sides. Breathing out and coming forward. Holding that side bend. Opening up. We're gonna roll through the shoulders as far forward, up, back, and down as we can bring them. Once you've gone for 3 to 5 one way, you're gonna work 3 to 5 the other way. Awesome. We're gonna get into some of our shoulder articulations. So you might find you need a little bit more space, so I'm just gonna sit seated forward. Actually for this one, I'm gonna come up onto my knees a little bit, so a little bit of movement here. But my hand is gonna come to my shoulder. Some of you guys might know these articulations, it might be new for some of you, but I'm just going to, with my arm nice and straight, really think about lots of engagement through that portion of the arm there, through the biceps, through the forearms, into the fingers, and bring it up overhead. From here where I find that sticky spot, I'm gonna rotate the hand, let the rest of the arm follow, and press it back behind me, keeping my shoulders as level as possible, continuing that rotation so that I end with the back of the hand beside the leg. From here, pressing back, finding that spot where it gets stuck or it stops, rotating all the way back out like you're wringing out a dishcloth, bringing back the flat palm towards the body. I like to alternate sides, but you're gonna go for 3 to 5 on each side. Keep that movement nice and slow, nice and relaxed. Not relaxed, but nice and intentional. We don't want to be too relaxed because we still need to be pressing through the fingers. Good, go for 3 to 5 here on each side. You should be ending with the back of the hand towards the leg. I'm going to let you do one on your own here in a second and just grab some water. Don't forget to breathe. Good, one on your own. I am just grabbing some water. Good. Hopefully that's feeling good. We're gonna work another position here. We're gonna go palm up. We're shrugging that shoulder to ear, rotating again, letting the rest of the arm follow, dropping that shoulder down towards the ground. We're gonna hold here. You're gonna think about bringing that palm up towards the ceiling as much as possible. If it feels good, you're gonna press that shoulder away. If you need a little bit more stretch, bring it back in, shrug it towards the ear, rotate, bring it back out. See if you can see on the other side. Looks like it's cutting off a bit. Other side, palm up. We're shrugging that shoulder towards the ear. Get into the systems of the shoulder. Find that rotation. Allow the front of the shoulder to drop towards the ground. Bring that hand up a little bit. Press the hand away from the body. Extend through that shoulder. Tuck it back in. Rotate and out. Again, same thing. You're going to go for 3 to 5 on each side. Finding where it's sticky for you in your body, finding your level, pressing away, driving that palm up towards the ceiling, trying not to lean away from it, keep that belly button engaged so that we're nice and tall here. You can do this from seated as well. You're going to hold for our 10 to 15 seconds. Find that rotation, press away. Good. Shrug, rotate, press away, drive the hand up. Don't forget to breathe. Good. I'm just coming back down to seated here. Just going to make my figure eights with the wrists. Again, same thing. My fingers are squeezing together. I'm thinking about this coming from the center of my palm. My fingers are nice and in line with the rest of my hand. I'm gonna go for 5 to 10 inside, 5 to 10 the other way. And shaking it out, a little bit of movement here. So I'm going to take 2 fingers to my first knuckle here. So that little join there between 1 and 2 phalange. I'm just going to put 2 fingers there. Bringing my arm forward, I'm just going to draw that back and press my palm away from my body. Moving on to my center finger, my middle finger, finding that position. Ooh, little knuckle crack, press away, pull the finger toward the body. Moving on to the ring finger on that hand. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and into the pinky. Good, same thing on the other hand, my 2 fingers coming to that knuckle. Extending, pull the knuckles back towards pull the finger back towards the shoulder. If you need a little bit more, extend that shoulder forward as well too. Let's move on to the middle finger. Ooh, little crack. Push against. Moving on to that ring finger. Good, and into the pinky. Rest it out, shake it out if you need to. We're gonna tuck all of the fingers in, starting with the pinky into a nice fist. Grip that thumb over top, roll into some nice figure 8s here. And other way. Keep it slow and intentional. Get that stretch out in. Shaking that out. If you just do it with elbows by sides, that's okay too. I just like to press and extend forward so you can kind of see what's going on here. This time we're going to tuck thumbs in first and wrap first finger all the way to pinky into that fist. And same thing, draw some of those nice gentle figure 8s. Good. 3 to 5 one way, 3 to 5 the other way. And shaking that out. Let's get into the hips a little bit. So we're going to come into a pancake, which is seated, and the legs out in front. We're going to sit nice and tall here. So whatever your pancake is, if you've got 90, greater than 90, whatever, we're just making sure we're in a nice comfortable position. From here, we're going to point the toe back towards the knee. Hands can come down as a little bit of a kickstand if you need here as well too. Just lock that belly button in so we're not moving. We're just dropping the inside of the leg down. You guys have done this one before with me maybe. Maybe this one's new to you. We're just getting a little bit of rotation in there. Keep that tension with the toe pointing back towards the knee. As it starts to feel better, as it starts to warm up, you should be feeling this into the hip caps here. We're going to drop the inside of the leg down and actually start to lift off that whole bum cheek. Ooh. Get a nice pop into those hips. A little bit of movement into the hip capsule there. Good. Ooh, there's the other one. Good. A little bit more work into the hips and maybe into the lower back for you. We're thinking about our nice flat body, so our ear, our shoulder, and our hip in alignment. We're just going to bring the body forward. Keep it nice and straight and come back. So whatever your level is, you're going to come forward, hold for 10, come back up. You can keep the toes pointed back towards the knee, or you can keep the toes pointed forward, whatever works for you. Hold for 10, come back up to seated. Breathing out, coming forward one more time. Awesome. Once you're done, you're going to come forward one more time. This time you're going to start by tucking the chin in, rolling all the way down as far as you can, and then coming forward. We're going to hold here. Breathing in, we're thinking about lengthening through the spine. Breathing out, we're going to drop it a little more forward. gentle roll up as we come back to seated. We're going to find that rotation towards the knee, breathing in, breathing out, drop that flat back forward. Try not to have too much bend in there. We're keeping the head in line with the base of the spine as well. If we had our little dowel, same thing, you're going to go for 10. If we had our dowel, it would be nice and straight. You can alternate sides here or stay on the same side. We're just going to hold forward for 10. Try to keep the bum bones on the ground as much as possible, back nice and flat. We will add the rounding later if you're ready to round, just not yet. Good, 3 times on each side. Make sure you're pulling that hip bone to sit down or that bum bone to sit on the ground. Or sit on, whatever you want to call it. Okay, holding for 10. As you're breathing in, you're lengthening. As you're breathing out, you're dropping that chest just a little bit lower. Because you're breathing right. Coming back up to center. Now we're going to allow the spine to curl forward as well. Same thing, we're going to come forward over top of that knee. Holding for 10. Rotate, curl that spine in over top of the other knee. Curling back up to center, rolling gently back up to center to our seated position. We're going to combine those movements now. So we're rolling the chin, rolling through the spine, tucking the chin and coming forward. I'm going to show you what it looks like so that I don't have to talk into a little hole like this. So we're going to combine them by rolling forward and just gently moving side to side. So we're tucking forward, moving side to side. I'll show you what it looks like and then you can do yours at your level. Go ahead and join in whenever you're ready. I'm just holding side to side. Moving slowly through that front, thinking about dropping my chest or my chin a little bit lower each time, or my head a little bit lower. If you're fully on the ground and you need to lift the legs up or have a little bit of a deficit in front of you, figure that positioning out for yourself. If it starts to feel good, you can add an arm overhead on the side, really pulling into that lower back. Find your breathing. In through the nose, lifting up through the ribcage. Spelling everything out. Condensing that ribcage in. You're reaching for the toes on the side or driving that elbow up towards the ceiling, lifting the shoulders to stack. Coming forward. From here, we're going to keep that little bend to a little bit of the spine, so curling through the base of the spine. They're not our flat back position, but we're just going to walk the hands forward and reach as far as we can and hold there. Gentle roll up from the base of the spine all the way out. As we come out of this one, we're going to bring the knees, or the heels in towards the body and just drop the inside of the knee down. So my hands are behind me, so I've got those little kickstands opening up. Drop the inside of the knee down. Find that little bit of stretch for yourself there. Back to center. Drop it in. Breathing out. Pull the shoulders back. Lift the chest. Drop the inside in. Drop it in. If you need a little bit more, that other leg is just going to come over top to the outside of the knee. Resting that out. Other side, we're going to go for a longer hold here as well too. If you need a little bit more, add that outside of the opposite leg to the outside of the opposite knee. Back to center here. We're going to bring the heels in front and bring the feet together, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest to the sky, drop the head back, open up, and reverse that to come forward. We are going to add another level to this, which I will show you, but we're just going to practice for now, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest to the sky, drop the head back. And reverse. Go for one more, and then we'll add our next level here. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Find your breathing. Good. Last one. We're going to add our little bit here. So rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest to the sky. From here, we're going to push the bum towards the heels. Find that stretch. You might feel this into the biceps, you might feel it in the chest, you might feel it in the upper or lower back. Make sure you're breathing. Press the palms in. As you breathe in, you're pulling the chest towards the sky. As you breathe out, you're deepening, pulling the heels or the bum closer to the heels. And reverse out. Draw the bum back. Bring the shoulders forward. Shake it out if you need to. You can either decide if you want fingers forward for this one. It'll definitely be a little bit of a different stretch as if you have the heels of the hands pressing back and the fingers pointing back behind you, okay? So definitely different stretches there. We're going to go for one more. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, drop the head, pull the bum towards the heels. If you need more here and you're not getting enough stretch, you need to walk the heels out even further and pull the bum even further away. Go for it. Find your level here. Keep that chest pressing to the sky. Find your breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And relax. And shake it out. Anywhere you think you need to. Awesome. Here we go. We're going to get a little bit of a quad stretch in here. So this foot is going to come flat underneath the body here. So if you can see that little bit of positioning here, it's not directly under my bum, but it's just beside. If you don't have the capacity in the knees for this one, you can feel free to either skip this and watch, or just find a different positioning for a quad stretch that'll help for this one. I find coming up and pulling on the knee works for a quad stretch here. If this is you, awesome, stay here. If you have the access to it, we are coming down. We're going to drop onto the heels as much as possible. What you're thinking about doing here is pressing that knee and that kneecap down towards the ground, trying to get that same side hip pressing down to the ground as much as possible. If you have a full lay down here, go for it. Otherwise, we're finding our breathing here. Keep that knee pressing down. Good. Coming back up, I'll show the quad stretch on the other side. I just need to grab a little pillow for my knee for this one. So if you have the full lay down stretch, go ahead. That's your modification for this one, or that's your level for this one. I just need something under my knee for my concrete floor here. So my knee comes down, I'm stepping forward, I'm thinking about my angles here, my hip and my knee are in alignment, I'm drawing my heel to the bum and shooting that hip forward, bringing the heel to the bum as much as I can. If I need a little bit less, I can come out of it, extend the hip forward, or if I need a little bit more, I'm going to squeeze that bum, pull the hip back, draw the heel towards the bum, finding my breathing here. Slow release, or coming back up from that lay down position there. So we are here. Awesome. From here, we're going to work into the ankles a little bit more. So we're going to draw that heel in towards the body, pull that leg in towards the chest. We're going to point and flex the toe here. From the bottom, moving side to side, just the foot, and turning that into our nice circle. 5 one way, 5 the other. Drawing that circle as big as we can with the heel. Not worried about the crunching, the cracking. If anything that we're doing today feels like stabby pain, obviously we don't want you to do that. Don't do that. I want you to move back into the knee now. So point the toe back towards the knee. Just move that lower part of the leg. So we moved the ankle before, now we're moving the whole lower part of the leg. You can actually see the material on my pants, my sweatpants moving here. We're going to hold to the outside, press and extend, hold there. Come back down. Press to the inside. Hold there. Come back down. Shake it out. Let's move into the other side. Nice upright seated posture, hugging that knee in, pointing and flexing that toe, getting a little bit of movement into the ankle, into the calves. Good, moving side to side here. Turning that into a nice circle, drawing that big circle with the heel one way and then the other. Shaking that out, moving into the knee, nice and tall, toe pointed back towards the knee, moving that lower part of the leg, 3 to 5, back and forth, and holding to the outside, pressing up, and holding, back down, to the inside, pressing up, and holding. Shaking that out. From here, we are going to come forward into our bear crawl position. So we're thinking about keeping the stack of the shoulder, the elbow and the wrist, the hip and the knee here. So just so you can kind of see that positioning, we're just going to flip into a couple of our cat-cows here. So pressing the belly button down, driving the head back, and pressing up one more time. Pressing out as you're doing the work, or breathing out, sorry, breathing in as you're changing. Good. From here, pressing the palms in, bringing the body over top. We're thinking about bringing the body between the first finger and the middle finger. Bring the shoulders over top of that, coming back. A little bit of movement there. We're going to hold in front, just turn the elbows in and out. You can't really see with my sweater on, but elbows turning in and out, arms nice and straight. We're going to hold in our press out and rotate to press in, holding there. coming back to center. Relax that out, shake it out if you need to at all. We're going to get into the hips a little more in this position. So drawing in towards the center of the body, pressing out, rotating up, and back through. Reverse. Drive that knee out towards the elbow and back to center. Flow through 3 to 5 on those. You can switch sides each time if you want to. You can just keep it in the center or keep it on the one way if you want to as well. Make it work for you and your body. If the wrist gets tricky at any point in time, feel free to come onto fists. Just make sure you have that nice line coming all the way down and we're not bending out or bending in to the wrist. That's a different mobility drill for another day. Keeping that rib cage nice and tucked, making sure we're not allowing the spine to curve here. Pull that belly button in. Make sure this is just coming from the hip. You might feel that popping, grinding, cracking. That's okay. Just some gentle circles here. Awesome. Again, I'm just going to grab some water. You can go through a couple more on each side. Got a few more minutes left for you guys here. Go ahead. From our bear crawl position here, we're just going to bring the hip out, press and extend back, draw that knee back in, and come back. Okay, so from the center, it looks like just a lift out, press back, back in, and back to center. We're going to go into our child's pose here, so toes together, knees nice and wide. We're going to drop the bum towards the heels, hands out in front. Feel that stretch, drop the chest down. Patterning your breathing, so as you're breathing in, you're pulling the head away from the spine, or away from the hips. As you breathe out, you're dropping that chest just a little bit lower. Same thing if you need a deficit for